Pantazi here. I'm going to be talking today about Kyusho testing. Now, we started this organization online. It was just going through Budo International Films, writing in the magazines, and of course answering questions on the forum, posting the videos on the website, and developing a group of people that wanted to go up in levels around the world but didn't have access to instructors. And that was our forte. We developed a system to help people generate a group and then to develop a skill with that group. They were called the study groups, and then they turned into training instructors and then certifying instructors. And like now, we have hundreds of locations around the world. So it's a little easier for people to find a location, especially in the more developed countries. But the problem still exists that maybe they're in one section of the country and it's a big country and they really can't get there for the training on a regular basis. How do they go about developing, and how do you go about coaching them with their skills and how to develop their skills? And we do have an online testing program. Of course, it's not the best application, but it has worked. And over the period of years, as once a person reaches a certain number of levels of skill, they start seeking out the seminars, the courses, and then work toward being an instructor themselves, developing their group, and it perpetuates, and the skill level grows quite high. Now, one such person, I'm not going to name his name here for the public, but he's given me the permission. He's started on the first 3 levels, and he's attained these first 3 levels. Now, I've gotten some submissions in, I'll be honest with you, that didn't pass the muster. These people just didn't know what they were doing, or they were directly copying the actions on the video, not really working. It's not in a mobile application, and that's what we do. We use mobile applications for everything. We don't do stationary, we don't do written tests, we don't do oral exams. Everything is in action. You don't have to name any targets. You don't have to know what they are as a nerve or a blood vessel or anything of that nature. What you have to do is you have to do mobile action, okay, and keep a constant flow of mobile activity going, where you're doing striking, defending, just working on the targets. We can see when you have the targets accurately. We can see the tools you're using, and we can also judge, because we do ask for occasional application, real application, so we can see if you first targeted it correctly, the level of dysfunction that you set upon the uke or the person you're testing with. Now, this person has been doing this for probably about a year. He's taking his time, he's not rushing, and that's fine with us. We don't want anybody rushed. We don't want to make higher levels in Kyusho without actual skill, as some organizations do. So this man's been submitting. He submitted 3 films so far for level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, level 1 is the revivals. We want to see proper application of the revivals. Level 2 being mobile arm targeting. Now, we make people start at the mobile arm targeting because it is the hardest level. The arms move a lot faster than the body and the head in martial application. So if they can accurately address the arms, catch them, dysfunction them in a constantly moving state, then of course they're ready for the more stable or stationary targets of the legs, the body, and the head. So those are our first levels. The third level, excuse me, is the head itself, and we want to see some level of incapacitation of the conscious state. Doesn't have to drop the person down into full unconsciousness. For a beginner, that's kind of crazy, because they do know the revivals, but their revival skills may not be the best, and we don't want to have anybody injured in this, and that's why we start with the revivals in the first place. But you can see him successfully passing his level 1, level 2, and level 3, and he did it with a videotape submission. Now I'm opening this up to the public, and I asked this guy if he wouldn't mind me opening this up for the public, well, more private. It's going to be on Patreon and the Platinum subscription, not here on YouTube. And for people to see how he went about it, how he filmed it, his way of working with it, and what it was to make a successful level online on a film. And at some point he will have to meet us in person, train with us in person, so we can see firsthand what he's doing to become an instructor. That's what's going to have to be accomplished. But in the meantime, since he is in such a remote part and can't really get to the training that's offered nearest him, because it's not near, we offer this solution, and we've been offering it for years. Some people pass, some people don't. You want to take this seriously if you're going to come through this. You're not just going to get a certificate just for submitting a film and a fee. Okay, this guy submitted the film. He took his time working with it. You could see he took the time working with the drills, his applications, and he built quite nicely. So in the Patreon, we're going to show you the same thing we're showing you in the Platinum as well. Patreon is going to be only these first 3 levels. The Platinum, each level he subscribes to and sends a film in for testing. We will also put it on the Platinum service, so you'll see this man grow all the way through, as you know, many have throughout the decades that we've been working this process. And you can see how people have learned from remote application using the online educational system, the Platinum subscription, and working with the forum, working with personal communication back and forth in a coaching setting, and also submitting themselves for levels. So you could say, okay, yeah, why don't you jump on to the next level, or why don't you resubmit that, because right now we can see that you're not really getting that application to work for you. Your accuracy might be off, your effects might not be on, targeting, your tools, many different things, and we can coach you along. So, even if you don't pass the test, you don't consider it a failure. What you consider it is a coaching event, okay? And these are really not testing videos per se, although we do certify you to go up to the next level. They're more like, okay, hey, look at this. What can you coach me on? How could I do this better? Because with each submission, the people get a feedback, and we explain, okay, say on the mental nerve, for example, you're striking at more at a 90-degree attack plane, rather than going into the body more to send that neurological shock into the brain stem itself, because that's the mental nerve, and that's a part of the trigeminal nerve system. Now, you don't have to know that it's a trigeminal nerve. You don't have to know it's called the mental nerve. You don't have to know anything except for where it's located, how to hit it, and how to get an effect in a mobile application. So I will put the link below for the Patreon, and I will also put a link for the Platinum subscription that you can get on, and you can access the later certifications that he goes through, as well as over 150 full-length feature films and vlogs, like a monthly or a weekly vlog that has way more information than YouTube. So take a look at the video and see if it's something for you.